The dim lights of the upscale Manhattan bar flickered off the polished mahogany counters as Eleanor nursed her gin and tonic, the ice clinking softly against the glass. It was a Friday night, and after a grueling week at the advertising firm where she worked as a mid-level executive, she needed this unwind. But nothing prepared her for the woman who slid onto the stool next to her, a vision in a tailored blazer, with eyes that cut through the haze like sapphire blades. Their conversation started innocently enough, sparked by a shared laugh over a bartender's fumbled pour. Jordan, as she introduced herself, had a voice like velvet, smooth and commanding, drawing Eleanor in with stories of corporate battles and hidden New York gems. By the second drink, the air between them crackled with unspoken tension. Eleanor felt a pull she hadn't experienced in years, not since her college days when she'd first acknowledged her attraction to women. Jordan's hand brushed hers as they toasted, and in a moment of bold impulse, Eleanor leaned in, their lips meeting in a kiss that sent sparks through her veins. It was electric, forbidden in its spontaneity, but as they pulled apart, Jordan's phone buzzed insistently. "I have to take this," Jordan said, her expression shifting to one of professional steel. She stepped away and Eleanor overheard fragments. "Yes, the merger. Monday morning briefing." When Jordan returned, her smile was apologetic. "Duty calls. But I'd love to see you again." They exchanged numbers and Eleanor floated home, replaying the kiss in her mind, oblivious to the storm brewing. Monday arrived with the usual office buzz at Apex Advertising, a sleek midtown tower where creativity clashed with corporate rigidity. Eleanor arrived early, coffee in hand, ready to tackle her pitch for a major client. The team gathered in the conference room for the weekly meeting, whispers circulating about the new CEO brought in to shake things up after the old one's abrupt retirement. As the door swung open, Eleanor's world tilted. There, striding in with an air of unchallenged authority, was Jordan, the stranger from the bar, now introduced as Jordan Hale, the firm's new leader. Gasps rippled through the room, but Eleanor's was silent, her heart pounding like a drum. Jordan's eyes met hers briefly, a flicker of recognition passing before she composed herself. "Good morning, team," Jordan began, her voice the same one that had whispered compliments just days ago. "I'm here to steer us toward innovation and growth. Let's get to work." Eleanor sat frozen, the kiss replaying in her mind like a betrayal. How could she have been so reckless? Dating the boss wasn't just frowned upon. It was a career killer in this cutthroat industry. As the meeting dragged on, Eleanor's mind raced through the implications. She was 28, ambitious, with a family back in suburban Connecticut who still tiptoed around her sexuality. Coming out at 22 had been a battle. Her parents' disappointment masked as concern, her brother's awkward support. Now this? If word got out, it could unravel everything. Jordan wrapped up the session, assigning tasks with precision. As everyone filed out, she caught Eleanor's arm subtly. "My office, end of day," she murmured, her touch lingering just a second too long. The hours ticked by agonizingly. Eleanor buried herself in work, but doubts gnawed at her. Was the kiss a mistake? Or the start of something real? By 5 p.m. she knocked on Jordan's door, entering a space that screamed power. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, awards lining the shelves. Jordan stood by the desk, her posture relaxed now. "Eleanor, about Friday." "You could have told me," Eleanor interrupted, her voice sharper than intended. "Who you were. What this means." Jordan sighed, running a hand through her hair. "I didn't know. It was just a night out. No names, no titles. But now." She stepped closer, the chemistry undeniable. "We have to be careful. This job is everything to me. I've fought tooth and nail to get here as a woman in this field. And you're talented. I saw your portfolio." Eleanor felt a mix of anger and attraction. Careful? Or end it before it begins? The question hung heavy, echoing her inner turmoil. Jordan's family was old money, conservative donors who expected her to marry well, produce heirs. Her own coming out had been buried under layers of denial and discretion. This connection with Eleanor threatened to expose it all. They talked for hours, boundaries blurring. Jordan confessed her loneliness at the top, the pressure to conform. Eleanor shared her fears of being seen as that lesbian in the office, the subtle discrimination she'd faced. By the end, they agreed to keep it professional for now. But as Eleanor left, Jordan's parting words lingered. "I don't regret that kiss." Neither did Eleanor, but the seed of conflict was planted, ready to grow into something that could destroy them both. Over the next weeks, the tension simmered. Eleanor threw herself into projects, earning nods from Jordan in meetings that felt like secret codes. Stolen glances across the boardroom fueled late-night texts, innocent at first, then laced with longing. But whispers started, colleagues noticing the extra attention Eleanor received. "Favoritism," one muttered during lunch. Eleanor brushed it off, but inside paranoia built. One evening after a successful client pitch where Eleanor shone, Jordan invited her for drinks to celebrate. They ended up at Jordan's penthouse, the city lights twinkling below. No alcohol this time, just conversation that deepened. Jordan opened up about her ex, a woman from business school. Ended because of family pressure. "They threatened to cut me off," she admitted. Eleanor shared her own scars, a high school crush that led to bullying, shaping her guarded heart. As the night wore on, they kissed again, this time with intention. But morning brought reality. "We can't," Jordan said, pulling away. "Not like this." Eleanor agreed, but the damage was done. The line crossed, setting the stage for inevitable fallout. The office became a minefield of unspoken desires and professional pitfalls. Eleanor found herself volunteering for projects under Jordan's direct supervision, rationalizing it as career advancement. But each interaction chipped away at her resolve. During a late-night strategy session, their hands brushed over documents, igniting memories of that first kiss. "Focus," Jordan whispered, but her eyes betrayed her. At home, Eleanor's roommate Mia, a straight ally who'd been her confidant since college, noted the change. "You're glowing but stressed." "Spill." Eleanor confessed, partially omitting names. "It's complicated. Work stuff." Mia pressed. "If it's love, fight for it. But don't lose yourself." Wise words, but easier said than done. Jordan faced her own demons. A family dinner in the Hamptons loomed, her parents grilling her on her single status. "You're 35, Jordan. Time to settle down," her mother chided, hinting at eligible bachelors. Jordan nodded, stomach twisting. She hadn't told them about her orientation, fearing rejection from the world she'd been groomed for. Eleanor was a reminder of what she craved: authenticity over facade. The first crack appeared during a company retreat in the Catskills. Team-building exercises forced proximity, and under the guise of a hike, they stole a moment alone. "This is torture," Eleanor admitted, leaning against a tree. Jordan agreed, pulling her into an embrace. But a colleague stumbled upon them, eyes widening. "Sorry, wrong path," he stammered, retreating. Panic set in. Back at the lodge, Jordan distanced herself, assigning Eleanor menial tasks. Hurt, Eleanor confronted her in private. "What was that?" "Ashamed." Jordan's face hardened. "Protecting us. Rumors could ruin everything." The argument escalated, voices rising. "Maybe we should stop," Eleanor said, tears stinging. Jordan hesitated, then nodded. But the pain lingered, a wound festering. Weeks later, the merger Jordan spearheaded hit a snag. A rival firm poaching clients. Stress mounted, and in a heated board meeting, she snapped at Eleanor over a minor error. "Get it right next time." The room fell silent, colleagues exchanging glances. Eleanor felt humiliated, the personal bleeding into professional. After, in Jordan's office, apologies flowed. "I'm sorry." The pressure. They reconciled with a hug that turned passionate, boundaries dissolving again. But betrayal loomed. Eleanor's promotion came through, one she'd earned, but whispers suggested nepotism. Sleeping her way up, a coworker sneered in the break room. Eleanor overheard, rage boiling. She stormed into Jordan's office. "Did you push this?" Jordan denied it vehemently. "You deserved it. But maybe. We need space." Space turned to silence. Texts went unanswered, meetings avoided. Eleanor threw herself into work, but loneliness crept in. A call from her mother didn't help. "When are you bringing someone home?" "A nice man, perhaps." The implication stung. Her family's reluctant acceptance hinged on discretion. "I'm fine alone," Eleanor lied, but thoughts of Jordan haunted her. Jordan, meanwhile, attended a gala with a male escort arranged by her parents. Photos circulated online, sparking office gossip. Eleanor saw them, heart-shattering. Was it all a lie? She confronted Jordan at her apartment that night. Who was he? Jordan explained. Just for show. My family. But Eleanor felt betrayed. You're hiding me. Us. The fight was brutal, words like daggers. Maybe I'm not ready, Jordan admitted. Eleanor left in tears, questioning if love was worth the pain. Reconciliation attempts failed. Jordan proposed secrecy. Eleanor demanded openness. The standoff strained their work dynamic, projects suffering. A major client noticed, threatening to pull out. In a desperate bid, they collaborated closely, reigniting sparks. But during a presentation, a slip, Jordan calling Eleanor dear unconsciously, fueled rumors. The climax approached when Eleanor's brother visited, sensing her turmoil. Whatever it is, don't let fear win. Inspired, Eleanor decided to come clean, but Jordan panicked. Wait. My position. The choice hung. Love or career? The office holiday party was a glittering affair in a downtown ballroom. Fairy lights twinkling like false promises. Eleanor arrived alone, dressed in a sleek red gown that turned heads, but her mind was elsewhere. Jordan mingled with executives, her laughter forced, eyes darting to Eleanor across the room. The tension was palpable, a live wire ready to spark. As the night progressed, champagne flowed, loosening inhibitions. A slow dance number played, and in a moment of weakness, Jordan approached Eleanor. Dance with me, she whispered. They swayed subtly, bodies close but not touching, whispers exchanged. I miss you, Jordan confessed. Eleanor's resolve wavered. Then fight for us. But interruption came in the form of Jordan's father, a surprise guest and major investor. Darling, introduce me to your team. His presence chilled the air. Jordan pulled away, introducing Eleanor as a promising executive. The dismissal stung. Later, in a quiet corner, Eleanor erupted. Am I just that to you? A secret? Jordan's eyes filled with tears. It's not that simple. He could pull funding. The argument drew eyes, whispers spreading. Eleanor stormed out, hailing a cab home where she broke down. Was love worth this erasure? The new year brought resolutions and revelations. Jordan's mother called, pressuring her about grandchildren. Find a husband, dear. Jordan hung up, staring at a photo of Eleanor on her phone. She realized the cost of conformity. A hollow life. Meanwhile, Eleanor confided in Mia fully. She's my boss. And I love her. Mia urged, tell her. Or let go. A breakthrough came during a crisis. A data breach threatened the firm. Jordan rallied the team, Eleanor leading the response. Working side by side, admiration grew. In the war room late one night, exhaustion stripped defenses. I can't do this without you, Jordan admitted. They kissed, this time with commitment. No more hiding, Jordan vowed. But promises are fragile. When the board investigated the breach, rumors of their relationship surfaced. An anonymous tip, likely from a jealous colleague, accused favoritism. Jordan was called in, facing scrutiny. Is there truth to this? The chairman asked. Jordan hesitated, then denied it. Pure gossip. Eleanor learned of the denial through the grapevine, feeling stabbed in the back. You chose them over me. The confrontation in Jordan's office was raw. I had to. For the company. Eleanor retorted. For yourself. Doors slammed, bridges burned. The fallout was swift. Eleanor requested a transfer to another department, citing personal reasons. Jordan approved it silently, her heart aching. Family pressure mounted for Jordan. Her parents set up a blind date. She went, but thoughts of Eleanor intruded. The man was kind but wrong. I'm gay, she blurted, testing the words. He laughed it off, but Jordan felt liberated and terrified. Eleanor, in her new role, excelled but felt empty. A therapy session helped unpack her pain. Abandonment issues from her family's half-acceptance. You deserve full love, the therapist said. Empowered, Eleanor reached out to Jordan via text. We need to talk. They met in Central Park, benches dusted with snow. I denied us to save my job, Jordan explained. But it cost me you. Eleanor shared her hurts. Tears flowed, forgiveness tentative. What now? Eleanor asked. Jordan took her hand. Tell the world. Or walk away. The decision loomed, but external forces intervened. Jordan's father discovered the rumors, confronting her. Is it true? With a woman? His disgust was palpable. You'll lose everything. Jordan stood firm for the first time. Then I lose it. The call ended with threats of disinheritance. Sharing this with Eleanor strengthened their bond, but challenges persisted. Office dynamics shifted. Some colleagues supported, others judged. A diversity workshop highlighted societal biases, mirroring their struggles. Eleanor faced her own family, inviting Jordan to dinner. Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend. The silence was deafening, followed by awkward questions. Are you sure? Her mother asked. Eleanor nodded. Yes. It wasn't perfect but a start. Yet doubt crept in. Was the price too high? Jordan's career teetered. Eleanor's confidence waned under scrutiny. Spring brought renewal, but for Eleanor and Jordan, it ushered in trials. The firm launched an internal investigation into their relationship, citing conflict of interest. Jordan was placed on leave, her authority stripped temporarily. This is what happens when you mix personal and professional, the HR director lectured. Jordan fought back, hiring a lawyer to argue discrimination. Eleanor testified in support, exposing her vulnerability. Our relationship didn't affect work, but hiding it did. The process was grueling, dredging up past pains. Colleagues took sides. Some offered solidarity, others distanced themselves. Eleanor lost a friend who'd muttered homophobic slurs under breath. At home, Jordan's family cut ties. You're no daughter of mine, her father declared in a letter. The rejection hit hard, sending Jordan into a spiral. Was it worth it? She asked Eleanor one night, curled on the couch. Eleanor held her. Yes, because it's real. But reality bit. Jordan's savings dwindled during leave, forcing tough choices. Sell the penthouse? Eleanor offered to help, but pride intervened. I got us into this. Their arguments intensified, stress fracturing unity. You're pulling away, Eleanor accused. Jordan snapped. I'm drowning. A turning point came at a pride event in the city. Surrounded by celebrating crowds, Jordan felt seen. This is who I am, she realized. They marched hand in hand, a public declaration. Photos went viral within their circles, eliciting mixed reactions. Support from unexpected allies bolstered them. The investigation cleared them, but with caveats. Jordan demoted to consultant, Eleanor monitored closely. The demotion stung Jordan's ego. I built that company. Eleanor encouraged. Build something new. With me. They moved in together. A cozy Brooklyn apartment symbolizing fresh starts. But cohabitation revealed cracks. Jordan's workaholic habits clashed with Eleanor's need for balance. A fight over forgotten anniversaries escalated. You prioritize everything but us. Eleanor yelled. Jordan retreated, spending nights at a hotel. Reconciliation required effort. Couples therapy unpacked traumas. Jordan's repressed upbringing, Eleanor's fear of abandonment. Love demands sacrifice, the therapist noted. They committed to change, but society tested them. A family wedding for Eleanor's cousin brought stares and whispers. That's her girlfriend, an aunt murmured. Eleanor defended. Yes, and she's amazing. Jordan's awakening deepened. She volunteered at an LGBT center mentoring youth. I wish I'd had this, she told Eleanor. It healed wounds, but old habits died hard. When a job offer came from a rival firm, higher pay, no baggage, Jordan considered it secretly. Eleanor discovered the email, feeling betrayed again. Leaving me behind? The confrontation was pivotal. It's for us. Stability. But Eleanor saw it as escape. Fight here. With me. Jordan tore up the offer, choosing love over ambition. The decision cost opportunities but gained trust. As summer faded, peace settled tentatively. They planned a trip, reconnecting away from chaos. But lingering questions remained. Had they paid too much? Or just enough? Autumn leaves carpeted the streets as Eleanor and Jordan navigated their new normal. Jordan's consultancy role allowed flexibility, but the pay cut meant budgeting. Dinners out became home-cooked meals, vacations postponed. Eleanor's promotion filled the gap, but resentment simmered. I didn't ask for this, Jordan said during a quiet evening. Eleanor nodded. Neither did I. But we're in it together. Family reconciliations inched forward. Eleanor's parents invited them for Thanksgiving. A cautious olive branch. We're trying, her mother said over turkey. Jordan charmed them with stories, easing tensions. But Jordan's family remained silent, a void she filled with new friends from the community. Professionally, challenges persisted. A former colleague leaked details of their relationship to a tabloid, framing it as scandal. Headlines screamed, CEO's secret affair rocks ad world. Protests from LGBT advocates countered, but damage was done. Clients hesitated, deals stalled. Jordan faced it head-on, giving interviews. Love isn't a scandal. Discrimination is. The publicity brought unexpected allies. A nonprofit offered Jordan a board position, valuing her story. Eleanor supported, but jealousy flickered. Jordan's spotlight overshadowed her. It's your turn now, Eleanor teased, masking insecurity. A major test came when Eleanor's ex resurfaced, a woman from her past offering friendship. Temptation arose during a low point, but Eleanor resisted, confessing to Jordan. I chose you. Transparency strengthened them but highlighted vulnerabilities. As winter approached, they reflected on the journey. From that bar kiss to public scrutiny, each step exacted a toll. Careers dented, families strained, hearts scarred. Yet growth emerged. Authenticity over pretense, love over fear. One evening, walking hand in hand through the city, Jordan proposed. Marry me. Let's make it official. Eleanor accepted, tears of joy mixing with apprehension. Planning the wedding unearthed more conflicts. Who to invite? How public? Jordan's parents declined, a final blow. Eleanor's family attended reluctantly, progress nonetheless. The ceremony was intimate, vows raw. I choose you despite the costs, Jordan said. Eleanor echoed. And because of them, we're stronger. Post-honeymoon, reality resumed. Jordan launched her own firm, Eleanor joining as partner. Success came slowly, built on integrity. But scars remained, reminders of sacrifices. In the end, their story wasn't a fairy tale but a testament to resilience. Love won, but at what price? Was denying one's truth ever justifiable? Or does authenticity always demand such heavy tolls?